Hello gentlemen and gentleladies, my name is Sir Stanger, and this is another weekly update video just to let you guys know what's going on, and try to keep to that one video a week deadline I set myself from the very beginning. First off, I just want to touch on the gameplay going on in the background. I recently got that new machete knife reskin that you can actually use on Spy and Engineer. I was messing around with it in this gameplay with Uncle Dane, and we were just having some fun trying to see if we can get some kills with this new knife, and it's actually really funky, it's really weird, but I love it a lot. Honestly, it brings a lot of fun back to the gameplay of being Spy, and if you have $2 lying around that you're not doing anything else with, I suggest you go buy the skin, because it's a hoot. Anyway, it's a good thing to note that I am almost at 100 subscribers, which to some people doesn't seem like a lot, but seeing as I started with just a couple weeks ago with absolutely none, it's quite a milestone for me, so I'm very excited to see myself hopefully get to that number very soon here. And I have a goal for that milestone. Once I hit the 100 sub milestone, I'm going to be releasing a video and starting a Steam group, as I promised a couple of my followers here. So look forward to seeing that if I reach 100 subscribers anytime soon. And of course, in my video that I release for 100 subscribers, I'll be letting you guys know all the details on that one, so you guys can go join if you want to. Second thing I've wanted to touch on is just how supportive everyone here has been. Looking at my comment section is pretty much nothing but positivity, and I really appreciate that. It honestly means a lot to me, because I can constantly look down there for feedback, I can look down there for just inspiration to keep going and make these videos, which honestly I love making these videos for you guys. I'm really enjoying the process of making these, releasing them out to you, getting these positive comments. It means a lot to me. So, you know, definitely keep it up. I really appreciate all the positivity that I've gotten on these videos, you know? I mean, almost all positive.
You're not even a real journalism. That's right.
I've also seen a lot of people ask why I don't have more subscribers, and I think part of that reason being that I've only been a YouTube channel for like 3 weeks or so now. So it's kind of hard to gain too much traction too fast in that short a period of time. But if you think I deserve more subscribers, which I would really appreciate, you know, the thought of, please feel free to tell your friends, tell your Steam friends, link people to these videos. I want people to watch these videos. It'd be nice to have more people watching. But I'm honestly at way more subscribers than I ever thought I would get. I thought I would have like 6 subscribers, which would all be my best friends who would just feel obligated to watch them because they knew me, and that would be about it. So we're already well above what I've expected. So I really appreciate all the support and help that I've gotten from every single person who subscribed to this channel. Now, with that being said, I've said before that I'm on a silver level UGC Highlander team as their Spy. Well, our team unfortunately did not make it to playoffs, which is fine. It was our first season. I wasn't really anticipating that we would. But since we didn't, that's going to free up a lot of time for me to make more videos, so I'm going to have a lot more time on that front. And my work schedule has just changed around such that I actually have 3 days off instead of 2. So you can also expect to see more content because of that. My planned day to upload is going to be Tuesdays from now on, because that's the last day that I have off. I have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off, which I can then use to make videos. So I'm really hoping to get at least one video out a week for you guys starting next week on Tuesdays. So look forward to that. That's my goal. Yell at me if I don't make it. I should have enough time. So, but I'll let you guys know if anything comes up, anything weird happens. I want you guys in the loop, like I've said before. There should be no secrets between you or I, because I'm the one providing you with entertainment. You expect this of me at the very least. So I expect to at least tell you what is going on. Now, I've had one request to make a loadout video, and since I'm not going to be able to put out much, you know, actual content out for you guys today, I figured I might as well at least do that much. So I guess here we go. I was going to go ahead and make a loadout video for you guys, so you could see what my loadouts are, just in case you guys were curious. If you don't care from here on out, please click away from the video, but if you guys want to stick around and see what I use in my personal loadouts, then here we go. So I apologize if I'm a little clumsy with this, but I've never made anything like a loadout video before, so hopefully it won't be too shitty. I also don't play all the classes evenly, so, but you know, we'll go into it. We'll start from the left, go to the right, check out my loadouts, see what's going on. So this is my general scout loadout. This is the one I use, you know, for the most part. I like using the stock scatter gun. It just feels nice in my hands. It's my personal choice. The capper or the pistol reskin is it's another good one. I use that one because whenever I go to like MGE or practice scout, it's always good to try and practice your pistol aim. The Chaos Saber, I got this for trading away my Medic Unusual a little while back, so I got a strange Pro KS Bat Saber. I'm pretty excited about it. It's pretty cool looking. So I just use that one because it looks cool. Honestly, everyone knows the bat does not deal a lot of damage. So, but it's fun to have. It's fun to have around. So I like using it from time to time. My next loadout. This is the one I use primarily when playing the actual competitive that was put into TF2 recently. I know I'm kind of a menace for using the Criticola, or this is not the Criticola here. Not for using the Criticola in competitive, but it's honestly just too effective to not use when playing Scout. So I have it equipped for that instance. I have the Boston Basher on here just because it helps, you know, get the medic more uber. This is kind of just my mess around loadout. I probably should throw something on cosmetically here. I don't really know. I don't have a ton of Scouts stuff. This'll work fine. So I'll just go ahead and put that on there. This is my messing around Scout loadout. I don't really use any of these weapons all that much, or this loadout in general all that much. But yeah, it's fun to mess around with sometimes. I do it on like cough maps, so I'll try and get some guillotine kills. And this is my MVM loadout. Just pretty standard weapons for MVM. You know, just what everyone uses pretty much for Scout. No big surprise there. As far as soldier goes, I got it's pretty much stock soldier loadout going on here. Got the escape plan. Most people use that one. I'm no good with the Market Gardener, otherwise I might have that equipped. I got my black box loadout, just because it's always nice to have for pubs. It's always fun to go in and just destroy people with a never-ending healing soldier sometimes. This is my American soldier, just with a full Liberty loadout. There's not really much to say about this one, except for the fact I'm using the marshmallow launcher here. I make fun of it. It's actually kind of good. It gets a lot more crap than it deserves, but it's not a great weapon, but it's all right. And then I got my direct hit loadout, which is for when I feel like being a real bastard and buff bannering myself into getting some pretty much insta kills on everyone. As far as Pyro goes, I don't play a lot of Pyro, but these are some of the loadouts that I do have for Pyro. This is my Phlogistinator one, which I don't use that much, honestly. MVM, I use it. I got my Detonator and my Back Scratcher for, you know, roaming. I don't play a lot of Pyro. Honestly, I don't. So these loadouts are not going to have a lot of explanation behind them. This is my Engineer helping loadout. The Pybro. This is my Pybro loadout. This is the one I use whenever I'm there to just help an engineer. This is my Pyro Engineer loadout. There's really nothing else to say. I'm just repeating myself at this point. This is the one I use most often. If you see me playing Pyro in a pub, you'll probably see me using this one. Honestly, I just use it because it's got the 2 Australians on it. There's no real other reason to be using the extinguisher here. But I think it looks pretty funny. I'm pretty proud of this combination of cosmetics. So I think that looks pretty good. Last but not least is my degreaser loadout, which I hardly ever use ever since the degreaser got nerfed. It could just be because I suck with Pyro, but I can't use a degreaser ever since it got nerfed. I'm just too bad with it. So I tend not to go towards this one. Demo Man is actually a class I play sometimes. I like playing the Demo Man quite a lot. So I have this is what I use most of the time. You'll see me using, unless I'm playing competitive mode, in which case I'll be using my bottle. But I like trying to see if I can challenge myself to get those Islander kills, because it's always fun to run around like a scout while you're, you know, pilling people left and right. This is another loadout I use in pubs a lot. Just the standard hybrid demo loadout. Nothing too special about it. I recently made this professional kill streak because I just had a kit lying around, so that's pretty cool. But other than that, there's really not a whole lot to go into on this loadout. Standard demo night, nothing special. Use it during, you know, medieval mode and stuff like that. everyone should have at least one demo night loadout, because it is a lot of fun to play and mess around with. And it's just my mess around loadout. I don't really feel the need to have another demo loadout. This demo does not have enough weapons that I like to warrant having multiple demo loadouts, so this is just my mess around loadout for Demo Man. Heavy, this is the one that I'm going to be using most often as Heavy. It's got the stock minigun on it, and it's always fun to jump in as this Heavy, because this is my Zeus Heavy, or Odin Heavy. I prefer Odin just because he's got the eye patch, so it looks like Thor's father, but it doesn't really mean much. I wish I could get a strange sandwich I could throw in on there, but I'll probably end up getting one of those eventually. Gangster Heavy is always a fun one to do. I got my Tomislav. I don't use this one as much. I know people really like the Tomislav, but I'm not as big of a fan. It just doesn't feel as good in my hands, but you know, to each his own. I know it's pretty much just all about, you know, personal preference with these two, because they're pretty much the same. They're pretty good side grades to one another. I got my Tank Heavy. I use this one mostly during MVM, just because I like looking like a giant robot monster when I'm playing MVM. I think that's always a lot of fun. I got a Fish Cake and not a Delagas bar, just because reasons. I don't see many of these lying around, so it's always fun to bite into one of those. And this, you might recognize this loadout from my How to Be a Pro Spy video. This is my my Spy Heavy. There's not really too much to go into on this one. Although if you want to try and replicate my actions during that video, you're going to be needing these cosmetics with these weapons. Although not the pretty machete. Although that's a pretty good joke in itself to have a knife on him. So that's always fun. Engineer, again, not one that I play too much, but I got my offense NG loadout right here. I like using the Widowmaker just because it does so much more damage, and with its recent buff that lets you do more damage to people your sentry's attacking, mix that with a mini sentry is really powerful. So I really like using that particular loadout. This is my immigrant worker. This is my immigrant worker engineer. I say so because he's got the Jag, and everyone knows that I'm Hispanic, so I can make these kinds of jokes. It's fine. That we Hispanic people build faster. We just do things faster. We got a wall to look forward to building here pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Anyway, so this is the one I use most often when I'm playing pubs. Again, just mostly because I got the two Aussies on it, which it's always fun to be using. Not too much, you know, rhyme or reason behind this loadout. I just enjoy using it. Uncle Dane's probably going to kill me for having just whatever on my engineer loadouts, but that doesn't matter. I don't really care. I don't play engineer that much. And this is what I'm doing when I'm actually trying to keep a sentry alive, like hardcore defend the last point. I got the Rescue Ranger trying to actually do some MLG plays. Is your sentry jumping loadout you can use when trying to get your sentries up to higher places. So, you know, and oh yeah, the Geiger counter is just a reskin of the Wrangler, and for anyone who doesn't know. But yeah, so I got that one on this loadout as well. But yeah, okay, so that should be enough for engineer. Medic is pretty standard. I have like one of each medigun, so it's nothing special. This is the one I use most often when I'm using my stock Uber. I got the loadout that I never use because I never use the Vaccinator. I'm just not very good with the Vaccinator, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I do okay with it, but it's not... I don't specialize in it or anything, so this is my Jedi loadout. I got my Obi-Wan Kenobi-looking medic here. Oh, I really wish I could find a way to use this more often, but I'm not very good with the Vaccinator. I might have to give it some more practice. I've heard a lot of good things about it recently, so I'll take a look at that. This is my Ghostbusters medic. Just a quick fix and a crossbow. There's really nothing more to it. Pretty standard for quick fix medic. Ever since the quick fix has been, you know, nerfed, I haven't really been using it nearly as much. Not that I really use this loadout that much to begin with, but I don't really feel compelled to use it anymore since you can get the speed buff from, you know, healing any other scouts or anything like that. Last but not least is my Kritzkrieg loadout. I use this one primarily for MVM since I don't see myself. I don't play a lot of medic in pubs. I actually like playing medic a lot, but I don't play him that much, which is kind of a weird way of doing things. But I do like playing medic. I actually play mostly medic in MVM. I think MVM is where I play most of my medic because I don't really play a lot of spy there. Anyway, moving on over to sniper. I got a stock sniper loadout here. You know, this is the gibbous of snipers, like pretty much. If you have this, it's like the gibbous. It's actually from another game. If you haven't heard of it, it was called Brink. Came out a while ago. It got a lot of crap. It wasn't very good. I liked it a lot. I played a bunch of it, but it was not very good. Feel free to go look it up if you ever want to give that game a go. But it was it was a painful release, to be sure. I got my hardcore Huntsman loadout here. You gotta look hardcore when you're using the Huntsman, otherwise you're not doing it right. So I got my whole face covered here. This is my assassin loadout for sniper. I use this one during MVM a lot because I do play sniper and MVM quite a bit. But I do play a lot of MVM. I'll have to put some videos out of that. I kind of forget that I play MVM also. But I use this loadout quite often for that. Last but not least is my aimbot sniper, because you know it kind of looks kind of like a robot. Got the shooting star on here, which again is a reskin of the Machina. In case for those who didn't know, just a Machina reskin. Because everyone knows all pro snipers use the Machina. That's what you have to do. All right, on to my favorite class, my personal main. The spy. So this is my loadout. Like if you see me in pubs, you're probably going to see me looking like this. If I'm going under Sir Stanger as my name. Sometimes I won't have the spy crab on. Instead, I'll have the made man. Sometimes I'll have those, but this is the general loadout that I have. I got the vivid plasma charmer chapeau. It's one of only 2 unusuals that I own. This is my dream spy unusual, so I'm very lucky to have that. Other than that, there's really not too much to go into with the loadout. It's all stock except for the ambassador. This is my gun spy loadout. I use this whenever I'm just trying to practice with the ambassador and get more headshots. I suggest you use this loadout too if you just want to try and practice getting headshots with your ambassador. It increases your survivability by using the Spicicle and the Dead Ringer, so that way you can, you know, stay alive more often and practice getting headshots more often. There's really not too much to that. It's pretty much the only time I use the Dead Ringer, honestly. I don't use the Dead Ringer that often, but I'll have a video going more deeply into the individual Invis watches later on. I plan on having a very detailed video when it comes to Cloak, because I think it hasn't really been talked about as much as it should be. This is my Survivalist Spy loadout. I know most people use the Dead Ringer when it comes to this loadout, but I choose to not, because I think it's more effective to just be able to cloak whenever, rather than waiting for someone to try and kill you. Especially with since the Dead Ringer no longer protects you from any damage. Like, you can get backstabbed and die now, where for anyone who hasn't played the game long enough, you used to be able to get backstabbed while having the Dead Ringer out and stay alive with 1 health, and it was just a crazy thing. Like, you couldn't even believe it whenever someone survived a backstab like that. So I just choose to use the Invisible Watch. It's my personal choice, my favorite watch. So that is my Survivalist Spy. Last but not least is my Undercover Spy. I used the Cloak and Dagger. I used this one mostly when it came to competitive. It really was useful when getting intel, trying to stay behind the enemy, tell my team, you know, what they were doing, how much Uber the medic had, where their positions were, you know, if the sniper was almost dead. That was what I used for this most of the time. I don't use it too much in pubs. If I really find the need to, I use it sometimes. It'd be a very case-specific scenario. But I don't use it that often. One thing you didn't see in any of my loadouts, you might notice, is I didn't have the Your Return of Reward equipped in any of them, which I don't want to make any mistake. It's one of my favorite knives. It's just not very useful when it comes to competitive, and since I've been playing it so much lately, I haven't had it equipped on any of my classes. But I do suggest people try this knife out if you think it's bad. It's probably just because you don't quite know how to use it yet. But I'll be putting out another video again on that particular knife. It's quite a special. It's a special knife. It deserves special attention, and it deserves its own video. But anyway, that is all of my loadouts. There's really nothing else to it. If you guys have any questions about these loadouts or suggestions as to things I could do better, please feel free to let me know. I'll be sure to take everything into consideration. And yeah, I hope to see you guys all next week on Tuesday. That's the idea. And with that, let's keep the internet classy. I'll see you then.